Now we're talking about the bursa. You have a bunch of bursa in the front of your knee. They are fluid-filled structures that reduce friction between bones, muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Um, the most common is the prepatellar, and these conditions are very simple. The bursa just get inflamed. So the title for this pain is bursitis, and the itis just means inflammation. So this is kind of something that can exist with other things, and some people don't even have an issue with it. Some people might have an issue with it, but anyways, here are the signs that you're thinking bursitis, and we're going to talk mainly about the prepatellar, which is kind of right on the kneecap, because that's the most common. So there'll be swelling over the kneecap, um, kind of right on the spot where you kneel, because that's where the prepatellar bursa is. And there have been given names for this: housemaid's knee, carpet layer's knee, carpenter's knee. People who kneel on that area a lot can get bursitis, because you just set it off by um, overloading the bursa by putting your weight on it. It can present in a couple of ways. There are acute cases where it will present red, warm, tender, and maybe the person will have decreased range of motion. And there are chronic cases, which are usually painless because the bursa has had time to accommodate to the increased fluid. There are a lot of people who have other things like patellar tendon pain, maybe fat pad pain, maybe they had surgery or something, and they have bursitis. They know they have bursitis, but it doesn't really affect them because they've just had time. The bursa has had time, and it doesn't cause pain, so you don't really worry about it. It can get inflamed for a few reasons. The most common is repetitive trauma. If you go back to the housemaid's, carpet layers, carpenter's knee, that's repetitive trauma from kneeling. Kind of in the middle, that's not most common, but also not least common, is acute direct trauma. So you got hit on that area and it set it off. And the least common is gout, rheumatoid arthritis, and infections. It's difficult to know how common bursitis is because a lot of people don't seek care for them, unless it's from an infection, which, from what I've read, the infections seem pretty serious and you need medical attention. As for the other bursa, there are the superficial infrapatellar, deep infrapatellar, and the pes anserine. I don't know if I said that right. There's probably a silent S in there or something. But there doesn't really seem to be anything special for those ones. It's the same thing of bursitis. It's got inflamed. What do you do about it if it's not one of those really serious cases? Just conservative management. Very simple.